learning math with Harry Styles, and they're talking about how his awesome jawline is 90 degrees. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. This is not 90 degrees. Oh, mogged by collective thought and disproven by one Wikipedia article. It is tough out here. Hi again, guys, and ever since Elon Musk bought Twitter, the entire site has been in a downward spiral. It's not really a secret, but one of the few good features that still exists is community notes, which is basically an attempt for people to combat misinformation on tweets that have some not so accurate information in them. It is not a perfect system. These notes can be abused, and sometimes the notes themselves are wrong, but if nothing else, it has led to some people getting absolutely rotated on their own tweets. Never give up from the official Minecraft Twitter account. Stone Picks cannot harvest diamond. Steve should have given up before he started. These posts come from the Twitter account Community Notes Violating People, which catalogs events such as these, and it almost has more followers than the actual Community Notes Twitter account. That's because people like seeing others get dunked on more than what the notes are actually meant to be used for. If you enjoy this video, this card at the end will take you to another one like it, and less than 20% of y'all are subscribed with notifications on. If you sub and hit the bell icon, you'll never miss an upload, and you can always undo it later. Jeff Bezos sells $4 billion of Amazon stock in 4 trading days. The person in the picture is Vin Diesel, not Jeff Bezos. Okay, listen, I'm not trying to stereotype here. I love people of all different hairline statuses, but he's a bald guy wearing aviators. What do you expect him to think, man? Cut him some slack. He's even got like that same color of jacket that Jeff Bezos was wearing when people saw that swole image of him. I absolutely hate when billionaires are in shape. Like, bro, you already have all the power in the world. Why couldn't you just be lazy and let yourself go? Not that there is anything wrong with looking the way you look. I just watched an episode of One Piece and wanted to represent what's going on here with an AI-generated image for the enjoyment of my fans. Okay, dog, you're making AI-generated images. What part of your work could they physically be a fan of you for? One of the replies says, learn how to color properly or learn how to draw to begin with. Just absolutely cooking them. AI guy hits back with, not even in your dreams would you be able to make an illustration like this. And come on, man, even without reading the community note, you really think it's that good? Jose Reboletto, I hope I said that right, to whom he replies, is an illustrator employed by One Piece. You could not have physically picked the worst person to try and do that comeback on. It does bring the question, did Oscar even try to check who he was fighting against before he made some claims like that? Like, even if he didn't know he was the illustrator, you could at least go to his media tab and see if he's an artist. Like, if he has even like a decent amount of skill, bro, he is absolutely destroying the shit you posted. There were no reports on this very close call between Emirates and Qantas planes taking place. I think that might be the first word I've ever seen with no U beside the Q. This video is from a flight simulator game. No one reported it because it didn't happen. It's gonna get a lot more obvious as we go, but some of these community notes have some personality to them. Over time, the people writing community notes have just embraced the fact that they get used to dunk on people, so they throw a little sass in there, like they're talking back, real mean-like. And honestly, that doesn't even really look like a near miss between planes. It looks more like they're about to make some baby planes. I used to think that planes reproduced asexually, but hey, what do I know? From historic vids, an astronaut washes his hair in space. And this was a suggested note. If you don't know, the process for how a community note gets approved is that people on Twitter will vote how helpful a given note was or how solid the information is. The astronaut has no hair. He's bald. Okay, fucking call him King Neptune next, dude. Don't be a dick. This historic vids guy, I believe, is in like the top 20 most community noted accounts on Twitter. I think he almost lives for that shit. I mean, he does have the blue check mark, so he might be engagement farming. But the astronaut wasn't the dude who made the post. He's just the one getting dunked on via collateral. You gotta spare him, man. What did he do besides being bald and getting recorded? The community notes will say this is fake, and I think it's a girl doing like a finger puppet show of somebody running, and that's because it is. This video has been digitally altered as seen by the visible desynchronization between the hand movements and the shadows that cast them. Yeah, he was kinda asking for that one. He literally tried to stand up to a system on Twitter designed to do exactly what he was challenging it to do to him. Careful what you wish for, I guess, but I think that was what he wished for. My friend Cottontail recently tweeted something along the lines of, I didn't know that if you get nut in your eye, it can make you go blind because of whatever fake sign she said. She got a community note for that shit, and now I want one. Listen, it's a perpetual game of having to one-up the other. It's not really up to me. Those are just the rules, man. Netflix made a new documentary about Alexander the Great. Within the first 8 minutes, they turned him gay. No! And wokeness, you're so right. We have to do something about this. It is commonly accepted amongst scholars that Alexander not only took part in aromantic sexual relationships with other men, but was in fact bisexual and maintained romantic relationships with men and women throughout his life. You guys gotta understand that from historical perspectives, gay sex being seen as like this weird taboo thing that like people need to work through socially is kind of an anomaly on the timeline. Like, humanity Humanity has been around for thousands of years, and for a lot of those years, men had been fucking men non-stop. They didn't even think about that shit. They're like, ooh, penis. Love language. Oranges. Of course I love you. I gave you an orange. Dude, I take that as a sign you're trying to break up with me. I hate getting the pulp string stuck between my teeth. It's so annoying. And either way, apparently you're not serious about this orange as a love language life because those are tangerines. Oh, you only had to get one word correct and you fucked it up. You don't even know oranges like you thought you did. And you expect me to think that those are your love language? You don't even love oranges like that. You're a fraud and a liar and you should feel ashamed. Breaking. Red sky looms over the entire New York City just now. It's happening. Green sky en route. This is what is commonly known as a sunset. I really love Twitter tweaker accounts. People who just see natural phenomenon and be like, yep, the world's fucking over. It's happening this time. But the way the community notes has to talk to them is like if we're trying to communicate very human concepts to aliens. Which, you know, we very well might be. That said, I hope this isn't like some weird conspiracy theory shit, but I'm not so against a green sky. I think the Aurora Borealis is pretty cool. I'm clearly a fan of the color green. I see a Q in this person's profile picture, so I really hope I'm not unwittingly sharing a dog whistle. Okay, this next one is a very serious community note, as it concerns the outcome of our next election here in the year 2024, so listen up. Joe Biden posts a dark Brandon laser eyes meme. In a suggested context for the post, who's winning the twerk off? Joe Biden's big booty oiled up or Trump's saggy tush with lotion? You can tell this is someone who's thought about it because they've prepared different liquids that each of the contestants should use to best accentuate their features. And the thing is, between these two, I don't find the descriptions of them to be very off base. Like, Joe stays a bit modest, you know, he's a Catholic, but Trump has let his rump hang out so much, and oh my god, that shit has flabs. And you know, when these two gotta get up on the debate stage for a second election cycle in a row, they get their faces done with makeup so they look best on camera. So when you gotta do the same with your ass for the American public to judge, you should also doll it up. It's just PR, man. It's all optics. That's all politics ever is. Stupid ass DoorDasher put fucking bacon on my sandwich, and these dudes you think I'm going to tip regardless? They should be homeless. He can't follow a basic order that you read off your phone. Yeah, the DoorDasher does not make the order. They gotta be some of the most hated and undeserving of that hatred group of people around right now. They are already getting fucked by the gig economy, but they also do thankless jobs that everybody wants done. Listen, I'm a YouTuber. I can barely function. I get delivery all the time. I salute the boys in red making those trips so I don't have to drive out to my local Wendy's. It's because of you I get to live a sedentary lifestyle and waste away. Jokes aside, I do try to tip well. I just feel like it's worth doing. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. We are selling our baby trebuchet. We only used it a couple times. PM me for a quote. This is not a baby trebuchet. It is a baby catapult. A trebuchet has a counterweight. You know, with community notes as a function essentially being the actually formalized as a feature, I'm surprised we hadn't seen any corrections as petty as this one up till now. It's like, oh, it's not a trebuchet, it's actually a catapult. Okay, I care about the baby launching part. The important part is that it chucks infants a long distance. Like, you're losing the plot here, man. I learned that sea urchins have a single eye, and now I'm physically ill. I mean, if they do have an eye, how useful is it gonna be when it's positioned there? We humans can barely see past hair that's like in front of our face. Like, their eye is sunken into their body and they're surrounded by like all their little needles. I'd be so scared of stabbing myself with those things. If there's one thing that Sursup taught me, it's that sea urchins have a rough go of it out there. But luckily, them having eyes is not the case. Community Notes was here to save the day and say, that is a butthole. Okay, yep. Do they even have a means of ingesting food? Okay, I guess they have to have some way of getting things in their body if there's a way for it to get out. I'm surprised that didn't come up as part of the joke when Cody Maverick stepped on one, though. I always tell people that Shia LaBeouf played Cody, and they don't believe me until it clicks that, oh my god, Kwite's right. Is there really no media coverage? Absolutely none. European media is the worst. I don't know what the original topic of this was. It's just kind of funny to see how much this dude got dunked on. The community notes listed every single European outlet covering the exact situation. Yeah, it looks like they were all over that shit, man. It is very funny when Elon himself gets community noted, and then he complains about how the community note is wrong, and then he gets community noted again because he was wrong about the community note being wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a recurring bit where he just gets dunked on by a feature on his own platform. It might just quietly disappear, at least for a few minutes before people start screaming that it's gone and oh my god, we know what happened to it. Fucking rip Twitter circles, man. One of the most useful features on that platform, gone. Verbalace spends $50,000 on a video of him in Charlie from Has-Been Hotel. Sick ass gummy bears. Oh my god, gummy! But unfortunately, turns out this person is a dumbass. Those are gummy worms. And honestly, very hard mistake to make. Like, it's impressive that you managed to mess it up that bad. I really do wonder, what is the quintessential gummy type food? Like, like, worms and bears are definitely the most common forms that gummies take, but which has more cultural appeal? This is something I'd have to set up a poll for. Let me know in the comments what you think most represents the gummy genre of food. Did we cancel D-Day because of a little rough weather? No. Play the damn game. Actually, D-Day was delayed by a day because of the weather. Mollywopped. And even if it wasn't, what kind of a fucking comparison is that, bro? We're talking about the time-sensitive matter of overthrowing the Nazis before they can kill more people, and playing football? It's typical of like that. This generation is so soft these days. Back when I was a kid, 18-year-olds got sent to war and killed. I think things should be worse and harder, actually. The Kazakhstan language sounds like a diesel engine trying to start in winter. I'm gonna be honest, that description sounds cool as fuck. It's just a shame I can't verify it because this video does not have sound. Oh, and what do you know? It's historic vids again. Young man, you just can't seem to stay out of trouble. What's gotten into you? Also, what counts as a historic vid? I feel like this point's been brought up before, but Twitter gimmick accounts play it fast and loose with their gimmick these days. I remember when there was like a semblance of honor among them. They had a bit and they stuck to it. Stay in your lane. Trackless trains will make subways and trams obsolete. That is a bus. You know, I didn't realize how literal people were when they said don't reinvent the wheel. But in this case, we're just trying to reinvent a thing that uses a bunch of wheels. The form of the train already exists. Why can't we just build more tracks for them? Bro, I want high-speed rail so bad, bro. I just want it so bad. Public transit, please, I'm fucking begging out here. Okay, I've successfully thrown myself into emotional turmoil, so I'm gonna wrap this video up here. That card I mentioned should be on screen. Be sure to subscribe and drop a like. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I will see you guys next time.